In downtown Detroit, it's Jason Carr Live with your host, Jason Carr.
What, no applause?
Not quite yet.
Maybe crickets?
Oh, there. They were just cute, a little slow there.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome back from the holiday weekend. It's a Tuesday, feels like a Monday, and this is the digital compound, the nerve center, the brain trust at Local 4 right here behind me. The assignment desk and the staff of clickondetroit.com. Right there is producer John Steckroth. Good morning, Tara. Hey, John. Good morning, George. Sean. Kim. Clap, clap. Ralph says, weather?
Oh, there's some weather. It's not hitting us, though. It's hitting, what was it, Antigua and Puerto Rico, or it could be getting hit with Hurricane Irma.
Irma appears to be heading right for us at 150 miles an hour.
You know, if we get to W, it's going to be Whitney. The next one to hit is Juan, right? No, Jose. Jose.
Jose. Unique new program in Thailand is turning once stray or neighborhood dogs into compelling new neighborhood crime watchers. Four-legged furry frontrunners chosen to test run a prototype smart vest, which could turn stray dogs into heroes by spotting potentially unfriendly strangers and other dangers within the community. Creators from a South Korea-based advertising agency hope the smart vest-wearing canines will inspire Thais to view street dogs in a positive light rather than as a nuisance.
Yeah, and apparently they'll be able to, use it. When they start barking at something and something's going on, and a couple of dogs all have the same type of reaction going on, users and residents in the area will get a notification. And like here, this dog has found a fire and is barking at a fire, and it's activating cameras. People are looking at them, but you see these dogs walking together, and you think, yeah, I don't want to mess with those dogs. They're all wearing the same vest. They're in uniform.
You might say that they are invested in the community.
They are invested in the community.
Pennsylvania may have Puxatawny Phil, but Maine has Passy Pete. He's a local lobster and apparently quite skilled at predicting the weather. Each September, he is plucked from the water, but rather than using a shadow, Passy Pete uses his claw, the claw, to select from two scrolls, one for winter and one for summer. And on Monday, Passy Pete predicted 6 more weeks of summer for Maine.
Hey, he was right. Last 2 years, apparently, he was right. Both summers extended longer than they were anticipated to. So, anyways, this is an interesting tradition. Passy Pete, the lobster.
Perry Barnes says Juan does not start with a W.
Now, the last 2 years, he was right.
So, tra-la-la-la-la, la-la-la. Did you see the Google Doodle today?
Well, now, this is the original here.
Oh, you're going to show the original. Russian singer Edward Keel would have been 83 today. He died in 2012. But to celebrate his birthday, this is him singing this song back in 1976.
It's
Where's he walking to?
the other side of the set.
This is genius. So what Google did with its doodle was pay homage to Edward.
There it is.
Did you see the fake out of focus?
I love that this must have aired on Russia's version of Local 4, Because, I mean, if you look here, they've got the Ford logo up there in the corner, and in the original one, it's also got that Ford logo way up there. All right, now, this is the best part.
Well, at least we're amused. We thought you all might get a kick out of that. Rich and compelling, now this.
Hey, who left this kid here? Whose kid is this?
Is that Happy Feet?
I mean, you look at this and it's cute and all, but I got to imagine that, like, it's got to be somewhat, like, you got to imagine that maybe a year later, these penguins are still thinking about that baby stuffed animal penguin they left behind. It's haunting.
Haunting them?
Yeah. It's got to be kind of rough to think that they obviously care about this thing, but...
Oh, John, stop the presses. We have a comedian in our midst.
Uh-oh.
See if you can spot it.
John Jess?
Yeah.
Yeah, John Jess. Maybe you're on the wrong Facebook page. Get out of here.
So John can have his chance to go off. What is this? This is supposed to be news. I was stumbling over the interwebs and I ran into this pile of dog poo, and it's not the news at all. Well, it's not supposed to be the news. Here is 7-year-old Matilda Jones, and she just casually found Excalibur, the legendary sword, in the same lake where it was thrown, or into which it was thrown, according to the King Arthur legend.
This is a cool story. We talked briefly about it yesterday, and I stumbled across the pictures, and they're just hilarious.
Out of coincidence, her dad had only just told Matilda and her sister about the legend of King Arthur just before taking a holiday in Cornwall. According to legend, Sir Bedivere threw Excalibur into Dusmary Pool after the Battle of Camlin, where Arthur was killed. Just as he hurled the sword into the lake, an arm arose from the surface to grab it and then disappeared back into the water. Dusmary Pool is, or was, home to the Lady of the Lake, where a young Arthur had rowed out to claim Excalibur originally. So, after all of this, the family says the sword is probably about 20 to 30 years old and is most likely an old film prop.
Yeah. Now, I gotta maybe hope that, like, maybe the parents planted it. You know, they told, or maybe someone in the small town nearby goes out there every, month or so and puts a sword in the water, knowing that some kid's gonna find it and how exciting. This is really cool, though. You see this little girl with the sword, and it's
rich and
as
compelling.
tall as she is.
Oh, now, John, listen, look at that. Look at Roberta Kessler-Brandt.
Thank you, Roberta. Yeah, that's the whole idea of the show.
One of these days, oh, thanks, Phil. Vermeulen, any relation to the funeral home that's over there, I think, in Plymouth? You've heard the saying about a face that could stop a clock or stop traffic. Well, this is that face. Not only did it stop traffic, it shut down a busy tunnel in Boston. Motorists called police after spotting the little kitten scampering along the edges of the road in a connector tunnel. Police shut down the highway, and Animal Rescue managed to scoop her up.
Now, this video was courtesy of MSP. I'm imagining that's Massachusetts State Police. I don't know why Michigan State Police would be releasing this video. So they shut down an entire tunnel.
Thousands took part Monday in the annual Mackinac Bridge Walk on the Straits of Mackinac. Hours before sunrise, thousands. Breaker? Oh, he's being a smart aleck. Hours before sunrise, thousands were lined up at the north side of the bridge for a tradition as old as the bridge itself, the 60th annual Labor Day Bridge Walk.
It's a lot of people.
The Mighty Mac was completed in 1957.
1957. Look at all those people.
I'm fascinated by the Mighty Mac and also a little bit unnerved by it, by its sheer
It's so
scope.
big.
It's so big. And you think about the people who died building it and like how deep they had to go in the water to put the pilings down. And Joel says, Jason, did you see John in his suit doing the show? Did you do the show in a suit yesterday?
Friday.
Friday.
It's Friday. Yeah, you weren't here. I dressed up.
What kind of suit was it?
It was just a sport coat. You know, the way the whole thing is, the camera's situated, yeah, you're wearing pants, but I wasn't.
That's fun because I remember when I was, not exactly the same, but when I was interning, even before graduating high school, I was an intern at an ABC station. I was like the weekend sports intern.
Yeah.
And I used to have this daydream that the talent, William Jackson, was the sportscaster on the weekend, that he would, just temporarily fall ill for the night, know, and at the last minute I would have to slide in and put on the microphone and do the sportscast that I'd helped him produce.
What I need to do is start keeping a suit here, so I don't even have to run home and grab it, Yeah. Or just start wearing a suit on a regular basis.
Or start spiking my coffee, in which case
there you go.
I would be on to you. Because Kim thinks you look marvelous in a suit.
Well, thank you.
You might have a burgeoning on-air career out of this. Maybe take your act on the road and go to a small medium station and start building your on-air resume on the TV. Okay, so that was the bridge. Now we have Chuck E. Cheese token library scam. What is this?
Well, it's just that this library out in Massachusetts has to, they had to go to Facebook and let everyone know, like, hey, we don't accept Chuck E. Cheese tokens. Apparently, this happens every summer where they start getting an influx of Chuck E. Cheese tokens of people paying library fines and printing fees with Chuck E. Cheese tokens. And they had to post to Facebook saying to stop.
So there's people are trying to scam them? Or is it accidental?
I don't know what the exchange rate is on a Chuck E. Cheese token. They might be actually making off better than they actually would think. I don't know. I would imagine a Chuck E. Cheese token is still 1/4, right?
They don't have tokens anymore, do they?
I don't know.
I don't think they do.
Do they have like a power card or something like that now?
I think so. I know that with the tickets, you feed it into a machine and it spits out a receipt that tells you how
many tickets it was. You don't actually have to count.
You don't actually have to carry around 80,000. Maybe they do. You know what? They do have tokens still, now that I think about it. You'd think I'd know after having been to at least like 10 Chuck E. Cheese birthday parties in the last 6 years.
You're so lucky. Right? You're so lucky. I can't go.
Little Caesars Arena, Olympia Entertainment is set to hold a ribbon cutting and opening ceremony for the new LCA.
They were out there about an hour ago holding a little press conference, and they're going to be out there again in like another hour. I guess Carmen Harlan's going to be there doing something. I'm not exactly sure.
Wait, isn't she too busy voicing the Q line to step off? And
she's got to do that.
Riding
that's
the car,
live, isn't it? That's live. Every time you hear her.
You'd think that Carmen Harlan would never have any time to do anything other than just ride up and down Woodward on the queue and tell
She's
everybody
the one
which stop
driving
it
the
is.
car.
All right, returning to our top story, if you can call it that. A unique new program in Thailand is turning once stray neighborhood dogs into compelling new crime fighters. Smart Vest, turning strays into heroes by potentially spotting unfriendlies and ne'er-do-wells and other dangers within a community.
Let's go back to this this one shot here that they have. where it'll show us all the features of these this vest here. We've got 4G Wi-Fi, so you could follow these dogs around and get a Wi-Fi signal, which is kind of cool. Live broadcast, barking detection, weather sealed, rechargeable battery. It's kind of hilarious. These roaming dogs are going to be giving out free Wi-Fi.
Who comes up with this stuff?
Animal enthusiasts.
Notification alert. Bark, 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 bark.
Hey, there's dogs in your area barking at something. Make sure you check it out.
This comes to us from our bureau in Shell Limited, from our correspondent on the ground there, Soy Dog. The WDIV animal correspondent in Thailand, Soy Dog, only recently added to our payroll at Graham Media Group. Soy Dog is being paid in a monthly stipend of milk bones.
And with the Thai conversion of milk bones, we're coming out ahead.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well with that currency conversion. George says that story was rough. And we'll leave it right there. Everybody have a great day. We'll see you live in the D, top of the hour.
Stay classy, Detroit.